Hi, worthy ladies. Welcome back to another video. My name is Jasmine Richard. I'm the founder of Worthy to Pursue. I'm a mental health coach, a wife, and a mom. And today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's a little more personal, and I just wanted to talk to y'all. So today we're going to be talking about fasting. Now, I am currently about a week into my fasting protocol. And I'm going to explain what that is, why I'm doing it, the benefits of it, and just kind of take you all along the journey with me. So, first of all, I want to say that I'm not like a medical doctor or anything. So, I'm not giving you advice and like telling you what to do for medical reasons. I'm only sharing my experience with fasting. So, I am not new to fasting. I have fasted on and off for probably the past maybe 2 years as a tool to help for weight loss, inflammation. I'm a Christian, so also spiritual reasons as well. And then just my overall well being. And so at the beginning of this year, I kind of got it in my mind to really start get back serious with my um, just my physical health and all of that. Back in August, my husband and my daughter, we lost our son in stillbirth, 27 weeks. And so with that pregnancy, so far, when I'm pregnant, I gain weight. I'm not like a 20 pounder or anything like that. So I tend to gain weight in my pregnancies. And so by the time I was 27 weeks pregnant, I think I had already gained maybe about 30 pounds, 30 to 40 pounds already. And so with that and losing him and that experience and just healing with grief and all of that, it really wasn't in my mind to be intentional with losing that, weight. And so we were, in counseling and really just taking that time to heal. And so, uh, it was very easy for me to keep on the weight that I had gained with my son. And then, in addition to that, with grief and just not dealing with that situation the best, I kind of went into this cycle of just kind of gaining and losing and gaining and losing. And then also with that experience, it triggered my bulimia. So I have a history of eating disorder, and I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. But needlessly to say, at the beginning of this year, I got it in my mind to really be intentional with my weight loss and getting back to a healthy weight and feeling back confident and just overall healthy in my body. And so when you do that and you already know if you're going to do it a certain way, it might take a little bit longer. And I tend to be the type of person that naturally I want to see results. And that's why I talk a lot about just being patient. And as I'm teaching you all, I'm reminding myself that, those things as well. And so I was like, let me just try to implement fasting again because I was, doing fasting in the past and it definitely worked. It's a great tool. And what I want to say about fasting is that fasting is a tool to use the same way that someone would use keto or carnivore or intermittent fasting. It's just a tool to get you to being where you would like to be in your physical health and in your overall, health and well-being. And so I don't want anyone to hear the word fasting and think like, oh, you're starving yourself or you're not eating. It's dangerous. Fasting is very good for the body. So I'm not going to explain all the science behind it. You can look it up on your own. It's a lot of doctors on YouTube that explains the science behind fasting and why fasting is beneficial to the body. So I'm using fasting as a tool to help me to get to a healthy body weight and just to feel great overall. Whenever I fast, I can definitely notice a difference in my sleep and my mental clarity and the way that I feel in my body overall. And so fasting is a tool that I'm using to help me reach a goal. And so that's the why of why I'm fasting. Now, I have been fasting about 3 days. So I say I'm a week into my protocol. I've only intentionally fasted 3 days this week. So it's my intention to start on Monday. I did not start on Monday. For some reason, Mondays are just it's hard to start to start on Monday. So I think I made it to like maybe like 2 o'clock Monday, and I broke it with some coffee. Um, and by the way, the first 2 days, whether you're doing water fasting or dry fasting, I'm going to talk about both. The withdrawals, the first maybe 2 to 3 days are difficult, depending on how you prepare it. Now, if you prepare it properly for the fast, then you probably won't experience that many symptoms. But I didn't. I was definitely still on caffeine and all that stuff last week, and so my symptoms were a little bit stronger. I definitely had low energy, and I definitely had like a headache maybe the first 2 days, like just this headache that would not go away. But after the second day, I started to feel my energy go back up, and I started to feel completely normal again. So I fasted Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today is Saturday. And I am fasting today, and I'll break my fast tomorrow and refeed tomorrow. And so 3 days, 10 pounds. Obviously, some of it is water weight. Probably most of it is water weight. I probably won't get into the fat burning stage until next week, until I fast a little bit longer. But 10 pounds in 3 days, I mean, if your goal is to, see those immediate results, and if you're able to stick to it and refeed properly, then it might be a tool that you can use to help you. And so, my protocol and what I'll do for the next 5 weeks is just going to be a rolling fast. Now, some people use fasting as just a lifestyle. I know some people that, will fast, do alternate day fasting. They might do intermittent fasting. They might do the R72 fast. There are two channels that I love to watch whenever I'm fasting to help keep me motivated and to just educate me on the process of fasting. And I'll be sure to drop their links in the channel description. But it's a guy named Jerome. So his YouTube is, I think, Finally Fasting, and then A Healthy Alternative. And so those are two top channels that I watch to just help me whenever I'm fasting. And so my protocol is to basically fast 6 days out the week. Now, it's not going to be consecutive days. I'll go as long as I can fasting, and then I'll take that back. So it'll be 6 days fasting. So that's water fasting and then also dry fasting. Now, dry fasting is very powerful, but it's very difficult, and it can be very dangerous. So you have to know your body, and you have to listen to your body. I've done this before, and so I know the signs of when everything is going right and what's normal and what's not normal. So, dry fasting is when you are in a soft dry fast. So, dry fasting is when you are not eating or drinking anything. Now, for me, I love to chew gum, and I will probably never give up chewing gum, even on a fast. So, on my dry fast, I do chew maybe 1 or 2 sticks of gum. I know I'm not supposed to, but it's already difficult. And if I had to give up my gum, it would be even more difficult. And I'm still able to see the results with dry fasting. So, dry fasting, soft dry fasting is where you can still brush your teeth and take a shower. It's another form called hard dry fasting that is it's intense. Like, I don't think you can come into contact with water at all. Um, so with soft dry fasting, you can still brush your teeth, take a shower. You just can't eat or drink anything, but I still chew my gum. And then you have your water fasting, which you are just drinking your water. Um, some people I know that I've heard they can drink like Diet Cokes or, like green tea or, all those different things. I don't do that with my water fasting. With when I choose a day warm water fasting, I'm strictly drinking water with some electrolytes in it and my gum, of course. So my protocol is 6 days of fasting. So I do as many days as possible dry fasting, and then I'll break and do a day of water fasting And so I do that for 6 days. And then I refeed for one day with a plant based refeed. Now, how you choose to refeed is completely up to you, but it will determine how much you gain back and just how long that process is going to take you in order to reach your goal. So when I was fasting in the past, especially when I was going, 5 days, 6 days of not eating, in your mind, you're like, man, this day that I get to eat, I'm going to eat whatever I wanted to eat, right? And it's, once again, it's completely up to you. But when you do that and you refeed and you eat processed foods and sugary foods and all those different things, and I'm speaking from experience, you're going to gain that weight back so quick, and then you'll spend the next couple of days trying to lose what you gained back instead of continuing to come down from your lowest number from the fast before. So what I'm doing different this time is I'm doing a plant-based refeed where I'm eating only fruits, vegetables, basically fruits and vegetables. And I did that this week. I did one day of a plant-based refeed, and I only gained 1 pound back from eating from my refeed day. And so obviously, if you're fasting, you when you do decide to refeed, you will gain some weight back. The goal is to not gain all of the weight back. Otherwise, your fasting is kind of in vain. Um, so that is my protocol. So what I'm gonna do is just update you all weekly on how I'm feeling, what I'm going to refeed on, any tips that I can think of if you want to try it or if you're in the middle of a fast, and just the overall experience. So I'm going to be doing this for the next 5 weeks, and I'm going to keep you all updated. And I know that it's going to work for me because I've already done it before. And I hope that if you all consider doing it, that you'll really do your research and that you'll really put the time and energy and effort that it takes. Fasting is a very powerful tool. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. When I'm fixing dinner for my husband or my daughter, or we get invited out to eat, those moments are very difficult, but it's only for a short period of time. So you can have some delayed gratification. You will get the results quicker. Even if you wanted to use this as a way to just get you to a certain point, and then start exercising and eating whatever type of diet you want to eat, or if you wanted to just implement this period in your life and maybe switch over and not do so many days and do like your intermittent fast or like a alternate day fast or something like that. Just do your research. It's so many videos on YouTube and so many people that has gotten great results from it. And I just wanted to share that with you all and let you know what I was doing. So I will see you all next week to give you an update.